This is 2.3, Part C, on dividing polynomials with synthetic division. Synthetic division is a shorthand or shortcut method of doing polynomial long division, but it only works in the special case where you're dividing by a linear factor. It doesn't work if you're dividing by a quadratic factor, like example 3b on the previous page. Okay, so note that all my factors here are linear, and to start, what you want to do is set the denominator equal to 0 so you can find out where the bottom is 0. So I'm going to start with x minus 2 equals 0, and if I add 2 to both sides, that would give me a value of x equals 2. X equals 2 would make the denominator 0. So x equals 2 goes in this little box right here, and then across from it go the coefficients of the numerator. So the coefficients are 5, -7, and -6. It's important that I decrease powers, 2 power, 1 power, 0 power. If there were any variables that were not accounted for in the numerator, I would put a 0 to hold their place. Drop down the first value every time. So the 5 comes down. Now it's a matter of multiplying the 2 times the 5. Multiply. 2 times 5 is 10. Then add down. -7 plus 10 is 3. Multiply. 2 times 3 is 6. Add down. -6 plus 6 is 0. This last value is the remainder, so we block it off. Okay. These two values are the coefficients of the answer, and they are the constant and the x coefficient respectively. You always count backwards. Constant x, x squared, etc. So the answer is 5x plus 3. Just to compare, if you look back at your notes from section 2.3 part B, you can see that we divided the same polynomial using long division. We got the same answer of 5x plus 3. Synthetic division is a shorthand way of doing long division and gives you the same result. Okay. So we got a few new ones to work out here. First, take your denominator, set it equal to 0. We subtract the 8 from both sides to get x by itself. You'll get x equals -8. So when I set this one up, I've got -8, box it off, list my coefficients. So coefficients of x squared are 3, then 19, then -40, a line underneath. Okay. Drop the first value down, 3 stays as 3. Multiply. -8 times 3 is -24. Add down. 19 plus -24 is -5. -8 times -5 is +40. Add down. -40 plus 40 is 0. That last one is your remainder. So then you have your constant term and your x term. So the solution is 3x minus 5. Two more. The denominator of the next one, x minus 5 equals 0, so that means that x is equal to 5 if you add the 5 to both sides. So we've got 5 bracketed out. Coefficients are 2, -11, 8, and -17. First dropped down. 2. 2 times 5 is 10. -11 plus 10 is 1. 5 times 1 is 5. 8 plus 5 is 13. 13, what did I do here? My bad, I forgot the negative right here. Thought that looked a little weird. -11 plus 10 is -1. So that would be -5 right here. 5 times -1 is -5. Now when I do 8 plus -5, that's 3. Looks better. And 5 times 3 is 15. Add -15 plus 7. That gives me -2. The last value is always your remainder. Then you have your constant, your x, and your x squared counting backwards. So my answer would be 2x squared minus x plus 3 plus the remainder, so plus, but it's negative, so minus 2 over the original denominator, which is x minus 5. Last one. The denominator is x plus 3. You set it equal to 0. That will give you, subtract 3 from both sides, so x equals -3. So -3, box. Coefficients. So x cubed is 2, x squared is 7, x is missing, so I need to put in a 0 for a placeholder. and last is the negative 5. Drop the 2. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, plus 7 is 1, times negative 3 is negative 3, plus 0 is negative 3, times negative 3 is 9, plus negative 5 is 4. That's my remainder. Constant, x squared. So my solution is 2x squared plus x minus 3, plus a remainder of 4 over the original denominator, x plus 3. If you can't remember how to do synthetic division, keep in mind that you can always do long division, but you can only do synthetic if the denominator is linear and has coefficient 1, like these problems do. So, special case, synthetic division works only in a situation where the denominator, both linear and coefficient 1. But long division does work for all of these.